Okay, so Championship Manager 2007. A couple have been asking me a few tips about it. You can, so there's a few tips. First of all, don't pick too many leagues. When you've got a beast of a PC, it won't matter too much, but I normally just go, I pick England, Italy, Scotland and Spain. And I only pick the Premiership for the other leagues and just Championship and above. Why do you got loads of fixtures to look at? And it's just a bit of a faff. Create a game, pick your nationality, pick your date of birth. Just born then, yeah. So pick a team to manage in England or wherever. I'm going to go England. Now when you pick a team, you need to, well, it depends what kind of challenge you want. If you want to go really hard, go really team that's not great. For some mediocre teams with good players in them, you can build on. Or these like massive clubs. We'll just go Tottenham for now. Now you can choose club benefactor. Clicking this will give you more money for your transfers. You can also pick a nation to manage. Don't marry them, to manage. I just tend to stick to this. And if I get an international job, I'm a club, I do it that way. Club benefactor, the only thing with this is, it's good you get loads more money, but you can get sacked it quicker. So they expect you to, put my name in there, I saved my old one. Roy Rover's back. Yeah, so you can get sacked a lot quicker, unfortunately. Yeah, so if you're in a championship and you don't make the playoff or you don't win the championship, you get sacked. And similar to the Premiership, if you don't win a cup or something, or you expect to win the title, you get sacked. Whereas if you don't click club benefactor, you might get a bit more time to build. So it's up to you. A little bit of choice there, right? So look at your finances. We click club benefactor, so we've got 36.5 million. So we've got 36.5 million in other words. Got your players. What I normally do is just talk through what I want, get all the ones on transfer list straight away, rapidly. Look who's in your reserves. View them, see if there's anybody you want to keep, or some youngsters that you want to bring up into the squad, or you might sell some of them. So that's what I normally do with that. Check your fixtures. Your friendlies are already made, but you can cancel or either make your own. It's quite simple really. Just arrange a friendly. Pick your date, where you want to play, home or away. I tend to do a little tour, so I'll go to Holland and play all the teams in Holland for little friendlies. It's good to do it though, get your players fit, ready for the start of the campaign. Be careful though, another little tip. Don't be friendlies too near the start of the Premiership season, where you can players that are knackered. And also watch out if you're close in the Intertoto Cup. Don't put too many friendlies in, because you might have to play a lot of rounds of that. And that could cause you problems in the long run, with player fatigue and injuries. Tottenham's not a bad squad to have actually. Tottenham's got like heavy with strikers, good strikers. I normally keep Defoe and Roy Keane, or Robbie Keane should I say, sorry, or Berbatov. You can keep all three of these guys. I get rid of Mido. He's not a bad striker, but I'll get rid of him. Get rid of some of these other guys. Right, transfers, bringing people in. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Where are we? Staff player search. So you've got all your big clubs, all your players, but you can't go out and get all these guys all the time. I mean, you might want to buy a few superstars, but it's good to look for, go into your filters, and you can pick with the base, nationality, all that kind of stuff, transfer listed, loaned, all the rest of that jazz. You can pick their ages as well, which is good sometimes. You need to mix your ages up, but we'll go back into that later. You can click if they're interested, because it would save you a bit of time. If they're not interested, they're just not going to come to your club. Some just will not come whatsoever. Contract status is a good one to do when you're starting out. Go to expired when you're starting out, and looking if you can see some gems of free transfers. And there's loads to go through. I mean, look at this, you can be there all day going through the free transfers. So go to your filter again, go down to here, and just pick like if you're looking for good passers. Let's see, still quite a few there. Let's filter a bit more out. So I'm getting rid of 80 passing. So there we go, got these guys. These are guys who are really good at passing. This guy, this Brazilian, is not too bad to sign on a free. This Spanish lad's okay as well. Yeah, there's a few choices there. Also, look for some loans. especially if you are, just get rid of this bit. In one of the championship clubs, you can loan some of the big boys players that are on the edge. It can really help you get promotion. You don't have to go for this, you can just make bids at clubs as well. Right, anyway, reset that. Right, let's look at some players that are quite good on this game that you should sign, in my opinion. So just on the age filter there, and what that does is it brings up the reserve teams as well normally. Let's go down here, so... might need to go a bit younger actually, sorry. Stick it in like that, 16 to 18. Let's see what we've got. Right, so we are, Premiership reserves. Whack it onto the league. Liverpool have got an amazing squad. Now I'd always sign this guy, striker, he's brilliant. So sign him. Let's go back to that, sorry. Sign Craig there, he's a very good player. There's quite a few to sign for me. Sign this guy as well, okay? He's not just a defender, he's brilliant at scoring goals as well. He'll get you about sometimes double figures in a season. The only problem is he gets homesick all the time. To deal with homesickness on this game, the worst case scenario, you'll have to let him go and sell him. The best case scenario, don't be too harsh when you speak to him, otherwise they're getting a sulk and they want to leave him more. It like makes like a bit of a gap between you and the manager. They just don't want to play for you anymore. But you can sign compatriots, so bring in a Spanish player, but it don't always help him. He still sometimes wants to leave, but sometimes he gets over it. Who else? He's got another. So there's him to sign. I'd sign him as well. Anderson's good if you're playing 4-4-2, which I do a lot. He's another good young prospect. Then go to the main Liverpool squad. Liverpool's just got some good players on this. This guy, Paletta, he's really good. Play him alongside the right back that I just showed you. You can sign him. He's a really good player. If you can ever get X.Alonso, he's quite good as well. D.Agger, I get him as well. They're really good players. You can get like your back line sorted out right there. Goalkeeper. This just saves a bit of time because sometimes it's hard to get a goalkeeper to come to your club. So I tend to go for this guy. Let's see if we can find him quickly. I don't think he's at Ajax, but let's go to their division. Wait a minute. Did it wrong? Okay, PSV, if I remember rightly. Yeah, PSV. There's two guys here. There's Gomes. You might remember he was at Tottenham once upon a time, which is funny because I just took over Tottenham just now for this. But I've already took over Tottenham just to show you guys. He's got a release clause of 6.2. You can just get him straight away by doing that. You'd have to start haggling around and messing about before the start of the season. He's a good goalkeeper to get him. And then also at this club, Alex, Brazilian. He's a good defender to get if you fancy a bit of a pricey one. He's pretty decent. And it just means that you've got some more compatriots together, Brazilians. Another tip to the Championship manager is if you get 2 or 3 Brazilians and play them together, or whatever nationality, they play better. Okay? When setting your team up, I normally play 4-4-2, just a basic 4-4-2. I normally do something like this sometimes if I'm want to be attack minded. There's also you can do a 4-4-2, which I do. Move that. Just play it like that. You can pull these guys back if you want to be a bit defensive. Put them right in the middle for a close one. When you're playing 4-4-2 against other teams and they go 5-3-2, or they put a 3 guy here, whack your guy from Liverpool. I've just shown you that young lad who goes homesick. Whack him about here if they're playing 3 strikers. They're playing 1 in mid. Just whack him there. He copes really well. You're just fine with that. So that's a good tip. Strikers. So the reason why I say get that lad, Craig Linfield from Liverpool. He's only 17, but he bangs the goals and he's really good. Playing with an older striker. So if you play a young striker and an old striker, they work better together. That's another good little tip to have. There's a few good players in the league as well to look at. Let's go to... Let's see if we can find... Let's get this filler off. Let me see... Yeovil. These guys are cheap, man. This guy is good. 19. He's really cheap. You can get him pretty cheap. Can play like left back or left midfield defensive. He's a cracking player. There's just loads of them. I'll put a list in the description of players I advise you to get on this game. I mean, you can't sign everybody, but it gives you a rough idea of who to get. And then just keep plugging away. Just practice makes perfect. I tend to just do 4-4-2 attacks. And also my other tactic that I like is, let's go to quick load. I like to do attacking 5-3-2. If I don't do this formation, I change it slightly. I put these guys flat. And I put one of these here. Pop these guys into the middle like this. Remove that run. Put the runner in here. So. Another good tip is sometimes man marking. So you go to this. You can man mark certain players. And when you can't do it at the moment, you're not playing against a team. When you play against a team, you go across. And it'll highlight which player you want to man mark. Now be careful, because when the other team do substitutions, your player might end up marking somebody over the other side of the field. So when they do a sub, you need to go check what's doing it. Also, if you score a goal on this game, you need to keep checking, because they'll change their formation to try and get you. I always play this with a lot of my players, so I put most of them just passing mixed, tackling normal, and then I tend to have maybe the centre backs man marking, depending who they're playing against, really. And that's that, really. If anyone wants any more questions, just put them in the chat, and I'll maybe do another video on this. But this is just a quick one. I may have forgot some things, some little tips, but there's just some quick tips for you. And as I say, I'll put some players in the description for you. Yeah, well, thank you for watching, and see you guys in the next one.